Whoa, hi. So today's topic is why you should not start your own business if you're not ready. I did that. It was stupid. I had to. I was forced into it. What happened was I had a really nice lady I was working for, and she she told me, you can't, like how we, as therapists, how we bill. She said, you can't bill anymore. And I was like, why not? And she was like, well, they're saying that you can't bill under psychologists anymore. She was a psychologist. And I'm like, oh shit, how am I going to like get paid? So, she said, well, here you can take some private insurance cases. And then we had, what was called contract hours that we got through our version of children and youth services and juvenile probation. So I was able to get those, and then there was nothing else. And so through insurance companies, she made some phone calls and pulled some strings. So I was able to bill under myself, and I was like, holy crap, how did you do that? That usually takes 3 years, and she had me in the door in about less than a month. So from there, it was kind of scary because I had to learn very quickly how to do my own everything. Everything you do, you have to do your own everything, and it takes time, and there's no one really there. Unless you want to hire people, which in which case it becomes more complicated. I did. I hired someone. I had someone who did my billing because it was like a third party kind of thing. About that, like where's the perks? The perks was I had my one friend make a logo for me. I know I'm an artist or whatever, but I didn't feel like effing around. I was like, dude, I like the color purple. I want it to look fuzzy, and I'll try to show a clip of what it looks like. Maybe I'll edit it in. I have to take a video of my computer screen. How trifling. And then I'm just thinking about all the mishaps, and I had fun though. It was hard to get your name out there. You have to pay for advertising, of course. So everyone was using this thing called Health Grades, and I thought like it's free for this much time, and then you have to pay for it. Now here's what sucks. I had signed up for this program. I was so excited to sign up for it, but I couldn't under my master's. I had to get licensed. So when I got licensed, I was like thrown in my own business, and I was like, oh my gosh, I wanted volunteers, so I got into Give an Hour, and that's hour a week pro bono for military and families, which is awesome, a great cause, of course. Huge problem with PTSD, homeless, blah blah blah. You know, I could go on for ages, but anyway, sitting on with them. But then like, it wasn't until later they're like, oh, we'll give you a free ad. I don't know how that happened. I think it was like I was in a registration process. Ah, yeah, that's what happened. I was in the registration process with them. So I wasn't able to get my free ad until after I was with another company. And by then I didn't need advertising because where I work is like the McDonald's of therapy. So, well, at the time though, advertising was terrible. I was just like anyone who I talked to, I was like, oh yeah. And I was giving out my crappy cards. I don't even know. Did I even have business cards? I don't remember. It was such a whirlwind. It was only about a year. And story time. It was really hiccups. I don't know how to describe it. I loved it and hated it at the same time. And everyone's like, oh, you'll look back fondly on these times. And I thought, no, I won't. I also had a newborn. And yeah, let's remember that. Came home from the hospital and took time off, of course, but I knew I had to start my own business. Like, that's terrifying. You've never been a mother before, and now, like, you've never run a business before, and go. So that was kind of baptism by fire. And also, I learned a lot. Like, I learned to be more assertive. I learned to kind of, you have to have better time management. That helped me a lot too. And I think recently I had to do this whole process with like every person you see, you have to fill like a bajillion forms out for. I had my own forms for each of them. Don't reinvent the wheel is another tip I'll give you. There's tons of things already out there. Don't feel like you have to start from scratch. There's plenty of templates out there for whatever you might be doing. And I just kind of like copy paste, change some words here and there, make it look good. And then it was fine. Like I had my, I can't remember any of it. My confidentiality statement, my policy practices, all that stuff was just very standard. I just kind of used that. Don't use word for word from other people, obviously. That's plagiarism and get you in trouble. But don't listen to everything I say because I was horrible at it. I only kept it alive for a year and then I got a new job because it was steady. It's inconsistent. That's another thing I can tell you too. Paychecks are going to be different. I didn't get paid for a few months because it's awful not getting like working and not, yeah, you won't get paid for a lot of time that you work. Something no one tells you, but you don't. You feel like, oh, I'm gonna get overtime. No, you're just sitting there and you're not getting paid for your time. Travel expenses, things like, yeah, they're all write-offs. Talk to a good tax person to make sure that you know all your write-offs. That's another good tip. Things I learned later. Take a business course first. Don't have like zero business experience and then just jump into it. That's what I did. It was awesome. I always like to tell people the story that I was breastfeeding and on the phone and crying and typing, and I was, and that was actually a real moment. Consider childcare, consider separating work from home, have an office space. Oh, I could go on. I could tell you all the things to do that I did not do. I loved it though. I love the freedom. It's great. I wore like jeans and hoodies to work and it was fine. And whenever I was doing the therapy and stuff like that, the money is awesome. It was so good. I'm making 1/3 of what I used to make, believe it or not. Isn't that horrible? But anyway, I should probably end it here because I'm running out of space. But yeah, there's just some very cut rate tips from someone who shortly came in and out of a short owned business and would never do it again. All right.